Hey guys, I figured I'd turn the mic on for this one because it's kind of confusing. Let me explain it to you. So, welcome to the video, by the way. Hopefully, you can hear me okay. I can't find my headphones and my mic. Anyway, so I pulled this guy as a 4-star. He's only a 4-star. I can tell you right now, just like real quick, he's gonna be extremely powerful. His damage, he's gonna have auto crits basically, and similar to Misty in a way, he has to build it up. But once he gets it, he can't keep it like Misty does, but he can do a lot more overall damage because he also gets a Fury with it. So if you're into a champion that is capable of just doing a lot of damage, this is the champion you want to get. If you do get him at max sig, I'm not sure how high this goes, but I think it goes to 100% on his duped ability here. So when you go into your pod, as long as they don't have a soul barb, which I think only 2 champions have that ability. Mortal, and there's one other that I know that has a soul barb. Maybe Gatine? I don't know. Anyway, so, and who ranks those besides me? I'm the only weirdo who has a Mortal. Anyway, so, once you go into your little pod thingy, if they try to hit you, they're gonna just immediately get stunned. So that's really good. If you don't have him at max sig though, he has a thing where they can only do 74% of the damage. Here it is. Instantly regenerate 74% of all incoming damage unless suffering from a soul barb. And the damage is reduced by 75%. So that's huge. So you're pretty safe when you go into that thing. You do heal 2%, but again, if they're able to hit you and it's a strong champion, which usually the PI is inflated like crazy when you're fighting story mode or whatever, I'm assuming that it's probably not going to be worth it to go into your little pod. I mean, I don't see any reason why you would want to go in there, unless you have max sig. Then it would make sense. Anyway, most of his abilities, I'm just going to skip through here. He's similar to, I guess, Sentry in a way, where everything's based on his amount of counter hits that he does, his sovereignty counter. So he gets counters by the counter hits by doing his second light attack or his special 1 and 2. And then every hit you do after those are activated, it gives you an increase of 1, unless you break their block with the counter, in which case you get 10. And the only way you could do that is after you do your first hit, you'll get an unblockable. So you get your first one. I'm assuming you go into your L1 and then break him, or your L2, but L1's quicker. You break the block and then you get 10 more, so that'll immediately put you into your true damage. And you do that like at least 3 times to get twice. You want to do that at least twice so you can get your precision up, and you get an 18,000 precision buff. That has to be guaranteed crit. If that's not guaranteed crit, I don't know what you need to get guaranteed crit. But yeah, and then he gets a Fury buff at 30, which I looked at it. It's basically double his attack, so it's 200% basically. A little over 200%, maybe 215%, maybe, when you have over 30. So that's a really good one. Just to put it in perspective, Doom's L3 gives you 300% for each one. Or it might be each one, or for if you have 2. I can't remember. I think it's for each one. You get 300% Fury, so you can equal it to that. Also, he gets another thing. He gets another Fury that lasts for 60 seconds, and you can refresh it, and it does around 70% more attack, so you can add that on there too. So he'll be equal to Doom as far as his damage output just on hits, except he will have auto crit. The only problem I'm seeing here is that I think it refreshes, so you have to go back to the beginning again, which is a big problem. So you're gonna have to mess around. I don't know if there's even a way you can do it, but I think you want to keep your sovereignty counter and just keep it around the like 30 hits area, I guess, because you can do the 40 and get that little extra damage, but It looks like you want to keep it that way. I haven't used him yet, so I'm just assuming. I'm just explaining his abilities to you. Um, as a defender, he's going to be really annoying because he's going to be stun immune. He's not going to be able to parry him, so yeah, that's good. Let me see. Struck by block attacks trying to get the sovereignty buff, so it doesn't matter. He'll get his sovereignty stuff while he's a defender too, which will help him. He'll do a lot of damage if you screw up and he crits into you. And he will go unblockable, so Miles is going to come in handy big time for this guy. Because I can see he's going to go unblockable. I don't know what his specials look like yet, but I'm sure they're blasts or some crazy annoying shit. So yeah, you're going to want to use anyone who can... I guess Miles is the only one I can think of. Doom will also destroy him, though he has immunity to Nullify, Stagger, and Fate Seal when he has his sovereignty buff, so that's annoying. And also, when you do Nullify, if you do Nullify one of his buffs, what does he do? He gets an Energized passive for 50%, so he's going to gain power no matter what. Personally, I would use someone like... who's good at controlling it? Mr. Fantastic would be great. Because he can control combat power and passive power. Ebony Maw. There'll be a few of them out there. You guys will find counters, I'm sure. Let me just explain them, though. So, as a defender, his stasis pod, for a stasis pod, to activate it, you just tap block twice. What does he say? When he reaches... So, as a defender, he's going to automatically go into that stupid pod. So, this is where you're going to want to have a max sig. When he gets to 25%, there's like a 2-second delay. Hopefully there's a timer that shows so you know what's about to happen. And then yeah, he goes in the freaking pod. And then like I showed you already, yeah, he does that. He does the regen and crap. He lowers the ability accuracy of damaging debuffs and heal block effects by 100%. Besides Soul Barb, he gets an energy protection, granting immunity to shock, incinerate, cold snap, frostbite for 60 seconds. That is probably my favorite thing about the stasis pod. That would be the one reason I would activate it. And it lasts for 60 seconds. And if you bring Mr. Fantastic with Angela or Gamora or Night Thruster or whatever, you bring that synergy, and as long as you're hitting them, you could extend that probably to 90 seconds. Like it's not gonna go away. If you bring Captain One Pump and Thor, or I don't remember the other two, but yeah, Captain One Pump and Thor will increase it by 25%. So yeah, you'll get 15 more seconds, so it'll be 75 seconds. If someone activates the thing, the way to get around it is activate your L3, and yeah, he won't get the benefits. When his counter is active, he puts a 20% taunt, essentially meaning that they lose 20% attack, and they're taunted, so they're more likely to activate a special. I don't know why they didn't specify that there. Usually they do, but yeah. When it's on cooldown, he inflicts an Infuriate for 4 seconds, which is pathetic. It's not very long. If you do your L1 when he has his precision, the final hit inflicts a stun, blah blah, that's weak. Who cares? After this attack, he enters the stasis pod for his L2. So if you just want to keep getting in your stasis pod, you can do that. The energy protection buff, though, only lasts 2 seconds, so that's pretty pathetic. I really, really, really wish you could have 100% uptime on the resistance to debuffs, but you can't. In his L3, gets a non-stacking Fury, increasing attack by around 75%, I think, for 60 seconds. So there's another Fury. Oh, there's quite a few Furies here. You can get, I think, 3 or 4. And when you add them all up, he's probably going to get around 500 to 600% attack. So he should hit really hard, just like any other Cosmic. These are his base stats as a 4-star, which I'm sure nobody cares about, because nobody's going to use a 4-star, because they're useless. Hell, even the 5 are useless now. At least for me. So let's go ahead and try him out. Let's just use him. I already activated Mr. Fantastic's stuff. Unfortunately, he doesn't have debuffs, but he will reduce the damage of them if this guy were to hit me with them. He also will reduce the regeneration and power gain even further, and combat power rate. So that's good for him. Unfortunately, his heavy does nothing. Which I'm sure they'll add a synergy for that. Let's see what it even looks like. Okay, it's just a blast. It sucks. So there you go. You see I broke his block. It looks like he can get a... Wow, okay, so this is a lot more powerful than I thought. He can keep a good uptime on this thing. Oh shit, I should have held block there. That was my fault. So it's on cooldown now. What is that buff? Sovereignty. So this is where he'd be stunning me in. So you can just punch it up. Wait, why did they change colors? Okay, so he has the precision. Somehow oh, you don't want to use your parry, by the way. Don't do that. Don't use the parry. Sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear me, but don't use the parry. You can block, but don't use parry. Here, let's activate his L3 if you want to get more attack. A decent amount of damage. You guys can see it. Look at his crits and damage. Like, it's pretty good. So what we want him to do is block a lot. There we go. Why did it go into cooldown there? I'll have to practice a little bit more with them to understand the cooldown here. Shit, it went into cooldown because I stopped hitting him. You have to keep hitting him while it's active. So, I can already see the problem with this guy. The problem with this guy is you're not going to be able to control their power. The taunt helps, but you're going to have to move quickly in order to keep your... Because you want to keep your stuff up, and you want to get him to at least 30 stacks. But you don't want to keep pushing him to a freaking L3. I think he's going to take some skill to use, for sure. He's definitely going to take some skill. His L2 is sickening. His L2 is definitely sickening. You want to use that. Okay, now it's gonna be weak as shit. But you want to use it when you have around 3. Huh. So you could just hold block after your stasis. Okay, he activated my combat power rate, which is exactly what I wanted to do. Alright, I killed him there. He did good damage there. I'm actually surprised. So yeah, let's keep going here. Let's try to do a better job on this one. Also, what I didn't do is make sure to keep heavying, but you don't really have an opportunity to do that. It doesn't matter. Let's just not use them. So his damage rotation is clearly his L2. And you want to use it when you have around 30 charges. No! Fuck you, man. Damn it. I screwed that up there. But yeah, you want to use it when you get around 30, and you want to hurry up and use it. That didn't work because he went to 40. That's the cooldown, man. I hate the cooldown. Here, let's activate it. Let's go ahead and use the L2 now. It'll build up our harness quicker as well. There we go. I think this is close to how you want to use it. That was a nasty L1, dude. You guys can see his passive furies, or I don't know if they're passive or they just look weird. But they're there. He did some really good damage, I'm not gonna lie. This one should be nice. Damn it, it ended halfway through. Oh no, she stunned me. So I guess the sweet spot is right in between 30. Right in between 30 and 40, sorry. My throat. But, yeah. Or you could just go to your L3. I think maybe, excuse me. I think maybe L3 then L2 is so you can get the extra fury. He's okay though. I mean, are you gonna take him over Hyperion or or someone else? I don't know. I guess you guys can tell me what you think, but I'm losing my voice. I'm just looking at a stasis pod for a second. Hold on. So it is 60 seconds. Energy protection, granting immunity shock for 60 seconds. So as long as you don't do it on the L2, then you're good. So yeah, you could keep 100% uptime almost on his stasis pod. So he's fully immune to shock, incinerate, and then Iceman, cold snap, whatever. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This has already been too long. I'm so sorry. Thank you. Bye bye.